Hey guys, this is Rob Goebel, also known as Archery Rob. I'm practicing another self-sufficient gardening video here, and remember, you're only as free as your food supply. So if you're practicing prepping or whatever, you will only last as long as you can grow food for yourself. And if you just store food and don't have a way of reproducing it, if really come to shove, you'll run out of food. So this is all about self-sufficiency. So on to the video. Alright, so we're back again, and I've been busy, haven't recorded any videos for a while, and been doing a lot of work on the garden and other crap between changing jobs and everything, and I'm covering sweet potatoes today. And I've always been a person that russet potatoes. You know, everybody in my family, if anybody grew potatoes, it was russets. You know, what you buy in the store, and that's all we ever had. And so I started growing russet potatoes the other year, and I did pretty good. And then last year we kind of had a semi-drought, and they did awful. Really terribly. And then I had a buddy wanted to grow sweet potatoes, and I wanted to try it too. And so I got 7 slips from him, and I grew 7 slips, and they performed so much better. I got more potatoes from 7 slips than I did from like 2 50-foot rows of potatoes, which didn't give me a whole lot of potatoes. I had a whole bunch of little potatoes that died and everything because it's too far to water where the garden is. And so that didn't work out. So I really got interested in growing sweet potatoes. Problem with sweet potatoes is they're like honeysuckle. They grow like honeysuckle. They don't grow like regular potatoes. They grow vines, and man, they go 12 feet, 15 feet in each direction. So I'm trying something different this year. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I got kind of trellising sweet potatoes. I've got 4-foot fencing, 4x4 fencing that I got from my buddy, where he tore out some old fencing, and I said, hey, can I get 75 feet of that or whatever? So I got a little more than that, but I only put out about 75 feet of fencing. And I'm going to try trellising them up there so they can grow up 5 feet because it's a foot off the ground, and then they grow back down 5 feet, and maybe weave them back up again if I need to. So I can try to control, because you can't weed the garden if these things are growing all over the ground. So here, let me show you about growing slips and how I got them set up in the garden. All right, so here's my bucket. I probably should have one of my flatter trays, but this is what I kept the sweet potatoes in. And then you can see here's one, and it's growing out off the side, but it's not getting any roots. This one here is a little potato. And this one here, a little one. I might actually just plant them. Another little potato. Growing them, and another little potato, and coming off, and here's a big one growing, another one, but it's not getting any roots. But this is too small. These are all a little small still for pulling off. This one here is getting closer, but it still could probably grow a little bit more. But once they're picked, like here's a bunch of them here. Let me back up. I'll cut that. But here's a bunch of them growing, and they're sitting in, and you can see they're starting to grow roots. Not as well, but they'll sit a little longer. And some of them are a little yellowish. But like this set here is doing really good. They'll all perform eventually, but it takes time. But look at these guys here. They're doing much better. But here, hold on, let me pull these out and I'll show you. So here's the ones that were in the water bottle, and you can see this one here is just barely starting to grow roots. This one's here is really starting to set them. You want them to get a little better than this before you put them in the ground. This one here is really kind of taking off, starting a lot of roots. I'll let him grow and plant it all the way this deep. I don't really care. But I'll let it go a little longer, and you can see here this is starting to callus up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to tell. Some of the other ones I had, these have been in there about 5 days or so. They're taking more time, but they'll callus up more, they'll brown up more. And and then these can go way down there, way down there is where I got the fence. I'll have to show you shortly. Alright, so here's a continuation of the sweet potatoes. And here is a 4x4 fence. You can see the 4x4 fence here, and it's tied up on stakes. And it's about a foot off the ground, maybe 14 inches. And then it runs all the way down, there. And I'm gonna run the length of it. And so far, here's what I got for sweet potato slips. There's some of the first ones I put in, and they're better. And then here's some of the second ones. And here's two struggling, and some more. And there, and each one of these should make probably at least the amount of sweet potatoes you saw in that bucket. Usually 2 big ones and a bunch of small ones. So, and then I'm going to continue on down this line as I keep growing slips until I get it filled up and let it run all summer. So that's how easy growing sweet potatoes is. But the idea is these things grow like, these are cantaloupes here. I'm trying to get these cantaloupes to stay on this cardboard if I can for weeding. See how that works. But these things will grow 12 feet. These things will grow from here across these cantaloupes out into here where these beans are going to come up and make an absolute mess. So they grow better when nothing's eating them. If something starts eating them, they don't grow as well. But I'm going to run the vines up this, and then they can grow back down, and then I can try to get them back up, keep them off the ground. They can get all the sun they want. But I'm going to see how well this works, and I'll report back later this year. So, hey, y'all enjoy.